Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And as you can see, our little shop here is still doing about the same amount of business it's always doing. Nobody's really coming in or out. We had one day where somebody came in and bought like 4 diamonds worth of steak. But you know what? On the whole, people just aren't buying. And that means we're going to have to find a way to drive down our prices. Probably by making the steak cheaper. That's how you drive down prices. Actually, in order to drive down prices, you got to make your supply cheaper. And so why don't we come over here and take a second to look at this? Because it's the most interesting thing over here. Looks like somebody has decided to turn this beautiful rabbit into some sort of pirate rabbit skull. Don't know really what's going on there. Feel free to submit your own theories in the comments. What I suspect is that the rabbit got tired of, selling steak at a reasonable price and then decided to go to the black market to get beef at man, that's probably too dark. You know what? Under the table beef distribution is probably too dark for YouTube. So, you know what? Let's not even worry about it. So we're not going to steal or pirate our meat. What we're going to do is we're going to go make our little meat stand more effective by making our meat source more effective. Safer even. So what I figure I'm going to do is I'm going to take these buckets of water here, and instead of randomly dropping them on the ground all over the place, like near this bridge that could easily be swept away, I'm just going to move my finger instead of this bow, which will just set everything on fire. Oh my goodness, is this a new stable? Dang it, Asuma, everything you build is so cool. We're going to go ahead and take Horseway 1 down through here, over to our little cattle ranch. A lot of people were like, Joe, why do you keep calling cows kettles? It's like, you guys have never heard the word cattle before? It's like a kettle full of cats. That's how many cats there are, a kettle full worth. But we need to bring that water up to a boil by adding pistons and redstones, is what I figure. So one thing I noticed, when I'm trying to so first thing we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and put a bunch of this, hay into the cattle's mouths and start breeding more. Oh wait, that's right, we're inefficient because the cattle are too far away. There's got to be a better way. Oh, there is. We already solved that problem. We solved that problem a long time ago. So we flip this over here, driving all the cattle via water down toward here, at which point we can more easily breed them without being inconvenienced, right? So that's one time-saving thing. However, what I've realized is once I get the little baby cattle into this pen over here, and then they grow up, I actually still lose a bunch of time chasing them down. They're not super easy to catch up with because the pen is too big. Now, if this pen is too small, then that has its own set of problems too. But what I want to do is take this pen and keep it the same size, but add its own little water flow and piston system to it. So we're just going to go over here. Come on, anybody else? Anybody else want some hay? Could really use some more baby cattle over here, if that's the sort of thing that you're into helping with. Okay, cool. Looks like they're all set. So we can just drag any final remaining baby cattle off the edge here. Oh, hi, baby cattle. Anybody? Anybody? No? You're good? Okay, great. So, next problem we need to solve. Where do we put the water? I figure we probably put the water here and then have it flow in both direct. Well, I mean, ideally we want to centralize it so the water would flow this way, I guess. And we could then herd them into this kill zone and maybe have water fall from back there too, or dang it, or bang our heads on that. I'm really good at banging my head. Probably shouldn't be. Probably should spend more time not nearly hurting myself. But the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get a pickaxe and just kind of count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then come in here, switch to a pickaxe that's faster so we're not wasting a bunch of your time. And I probably should count out these in advance here. So, and then maybe I was thinking it'd be cool to festivize well, you know what? I don't know if I want to make this get thicker toward the end. I feel like that's going to be a non-starter. So I might even have to wall this up a little bit. Well, let's just see. If I start off like this, and then we drop down again. Oh, I like the color coding. It's pretty at least. That's kind of nice. Maybe we only have the channel on the near side here. One thing people had talked to me about was having a walkway for myself over here and then having a pit that all the cattle would go in anyway. So maybe I could just kind of push them all into a narrower and narrower channel progressively. Right? That would make sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I feel like we're kind of in a good place already. So if I came all the way up here and I put this down, it's going to go at least that far, and it's going to go at least that far. Hey, it works. Okay. Core concept, anyway, works. So, now what we need to do is we'll get our pistons in place and our water buckets. So I guess if we're going to put one water bucket here and one here, then we can kind of grab out of that. That works. Great. You know, I kind of just want to leave it like this. This is pretty much good enough for what I want to do anyway. But let's go ahead and put these pistons under here. And then I probably should have figured out in advance a way to get under there. Man, how do baby cattle not escape via that step all the time? That's actually a real hazard. One that I probably should have explored thoroughly in advance. But okay, so if I come in here and I run a redstone torch line thing under here, I'll put it here. Well, that's a little disappointing. Okay, so let's find a new way to do that. And then we put way more torches in than we had in the first place because, you know, torch spam. Okay. Cool, so that works. Not easy to reach, and I'm probably going to get hit by a creeper in here. This is probably not a safe place for me to be. Yeah, speaking of torch spam, let's just, you know, for peace of mind real quick here. Do something like, I don't know, this. Okay, I feel better now. Whoa, and maybe something like this? No, that was off a little bit. Dang it, creeper. You'll have your day in the sun. How are you so lucky? Okay. You've been spared. But not for long. Dang it, creeper. Okay, that one should have hit him. This is like the luckiest creeper ever. Do you have an apple on your head I'm just, like, targeting without realizing? Okay, well now I feel better. Oh, dang it, there's another one. See, this is the problem with building at night. Also being bad at bows and arrows. What? Okay, well, anyway. So, as long as there's nothing climbing up here that we need to worry about, which I'm also terrified of while we're, like, talking about things that terrify me, all of this looks like it's a really terrible idea. So we're just going to kind of plant stuff throughout here. Okay, so, under the bridge. Okay. So, how can we wire this to be actually usable now? That's our next concern. And we'll just run this straight up. Because I think that should... Will the redstone land across the top of here maybe activate that? I don't know. Things I don't know about with redstone are numerous. There are many of them. So, we're just gonna... Oh, well, that would be... Okay, well, we can't get rid of this wall entirely, because that'll be a problem. And we can't just... Okay, let's put this here. And then have this come out the back of it. And then run down there. Hey, we solved all of our problems, except for the remaining problems. So, let's work on those. So some of the remaining problems are going to include there not being any light here. I think that does a pretty okay job of dealing with this. Put another one here. See, once again, we're doing all right. This is a problem. The fact that this is gets wider here, that we can't widen really, nor do we want to. So we can just kind of come in here like so, and then of course we don't have enough of these dark ones to actually do this properly. But then we can kind of fake it with these. Okay, so that's okay. I'm realizing this means I'm going to have to swim upstream to get back to the lever. That might also be one of those undesirable plans. Bad plan. But whatever. We can go ahead and place blocks in front of the lever instead of hitting it. Empty the water. Quick zombie check. My quick zombie check is telling me I really want to put a torch right here. And right here. I'm just a paranoid person. No other zombies? Okay, you guys seem to be far enough off in the distance that I'm not too worried about you. Okay. So we can just come through and give this the old college try. Dang it, cattle. Wee baby cattle, get out of my way. I'm explicitly doing all of this so I don't accidentally hurt you. Your safety is my priority up until your colon, and then it is immediately the opposite. Like, your safety is not a thing anymore. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we still have room to cut a little bit more into here before we go down. How are you getting hurt down there? Man, these cattle are like really borderline inept. Okay, so we'll make sure that that's actually going to catch. Because if the water doesn't go all the way down, I mean, that's obviously just a huge waste of our time. We need to make sure our horse doesn't drown somehow in this either. I'd be really mad if my horse drowned while I was trying to... I'm also not trying to drown the cattle, which might not be clear from all this, but like keeping the cattle alive... Well, I guess it doesn't matter if they drown once they're in the thing, because then that's colon time anyway. But still, core concept, we theoretically want the cattle to all be alive when they get to me. But, I mean, I guess if they drop any items on their way, then that's okay too. How am I going to breed the cattle if I'm so low down, though? I guess that's a concern. Not necessarily, like, my smartest one ever. But I guess I could just run along the sidewall here, right? If I'm just up here, throwing my wheat at the ground. Yeah, so I'll run along the fence here. And then they'll just, like, naturally, you know, like the baby cattle will just jump off eventually over time. And then fall down in the pit with the rest of them. Come on, baby cattle. Come on in. There you go. Okay, so this isn't the worst plan. I've had worse plans definitely in the past. Well, they kind of took a little bit of a tumble there. That wasn't ideal. So I can't actually get too deep with this without, like, starting to cause real damage to the baby cattle, huh? That's going to be an issue to keep in mind. Okay, well, even if we just get them generally penned in over here. I don't know. I feel like there's maybe some additional usage I could have gotten out of that other room back here. But, like, this is just an undesirable area now. It's vestigial is what it is. It's downright vestigial. Okay. So, we're going to leave... Okay, so we'll leave this little walkway back here for me to take the horse up on and escape. Or bang my head onto that immediately. No, that's undesirable. Okay, so there's a creeper over there. Anybody else over here I need to worry about? Haha! 2 for 1. Or 2 for 2. I'm not a menu. You get what I give you. And then I fall short. Multiple times. Whoa! Hey! Oh no, my horse is on fire. Okay, in terms of things going poorly, that was the first one. So now we've got this other one right here. Dang it, any more creepers? I guess you can only flail wildly while shooting in their direction before one of them gets smart, wises up to you. I feel like I should maybe cover this redstone. Is that what professional redstoners do? I feel like professional redstoners cover their redstone. So I guess I'll just put some stuff on top of it so you can't see the exposed redstone here. There we go. Great. Yeah, that's already better. And then, well, I can't put cactus there. Then we'll just put this like so. Okay, great. So then when I flip this, there's my horse. And look, we've already collected all little wee baby cattle into a bin. Oh, but when I'm culling the cattle later, I'm going to want to make a point of not having my horse down there with me because I don't want to accidentally cull my horse. Or, dang it, okay, so maybe what's going to end up happening is I'm going to end up using this pen over here for my horse, just as a safe place to keep my horse while I cull the cattle. That's fine. Hey, little baby cow, come on in. Are you afraid to jump in? Oh, that's funny. Are these ones afraid to jump in? Is that what's happening? The height difference here is like messing with them? Dang it, I'm going to be out of wheat if I'm not careful. Might just be that they're getting bored with the whole thing. They're like, yeah, I know that y'all are going swimming, but we don't want to go swimming right now. Okay. I think this is a win. You know, we can come back later once those cattle are all grown up and, oh, maybe I should make the last one, like, too deep so the cattle can't just jump back out. And then they're stuck down there forever. That seems kind of like a bad idea because I feel like I'm going to get stuck down there forever. But I know that because I have thumbs, I can make one of these fancy ladders that I'm always forgetting to bring with me and then bumping my head on stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a ladder real quick over here in our massive pit that we fall in. Dang it. Okay. To the laddery. It's like the lottery, but you don't have to be as lucky to win. Look what we won. We won ladders. Okay. So, at No Hills, you stay here, just like we discussed. Boom. Okay. So there's horse pen 1. And then we'll put the ladders right here, here, and here. Wait, will the ladders... No, the ladders will throw off the ladders will throw off the water flow, though, because the water can't flow through the ladders. So we'll have to actually have the ladders, like, here, I think. Yeah. And then we'll have to just vastly mar the ground in undesirable ways as we go. Not really taking any real concern or thought into it. I'm wondering if maybe this room is already bigger than it needs to be, now that I'm looking at it. Like, maybe it doesn't need to go all the way 7 back. Well, it's kind of convenient to have it go all the way 7 back, even just because sometimes there's going to be more cows here than other times. So it makes it look like I wasn't lazy about, like, how much space I wanted to use. And this one's special, because this is the last one, so we'll put glowstone here. And I'm sure that I'll find out later that that was, like, a bad idea for some reason. Okay, so now when we turn on the water here, all the little cows flow down there. Oh, but some of them get stuck in here, though. Oh, but they're trying to swim out. Ooh, that might not be good, because I'm worried that this one's gonna drown. Now, in theory, though, I'm never gonna turn this on unless I'm actually ready to cull. In which case, it doesn't matter, I guess. Although, I'd rather kill them with my looting sword than with my drowning water. But okay. So they're all down here, and they can't get out. If I want to get out, I can just climb up on this ladder, and I can presumably put this other ladder right here, and then I can go find my horse, and then we can ride off into the sunset, because everything worked perfectly. Perfect episode, nothing went wrong, I didn't get blown up by a creeper, and the ones I shot at were kind of okay with it later. Well, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring! Sudden end to the episode. It's very dramatic. Anything could happen at any time. Like, I'm not going to walk into one of those cactuses, though, because I know better than that. That'd be dangerous.